Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Maple Mafia channel live. We're going to be doing some more lives on this channel. We're going to be bringing you some new content here, some low edit stuff where we can kind of hop on here and talk about things. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit more about eBay. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to my lovely wife. It's our 9-year anniversary today. Also, Daddy Maple, the original Mr. Maple, Norman, it is his birthday today. So happy birthday to the original Mr. Maple.
Yeah, and happy birthday to my nephew Corbin as well. It's his birthday as well. It's a family affair on the September 26th. There's a lot of things going on. And, you know, it's been 9 years since you and your wife been married, and that's just, it's crazy. And the crazy thing is I remember that wedding day, and it was raining very hard that day as well. And that's what we're facing here in Western North Carolina right now is we've got about 9.5 inches of rain today. And it's looking like we could possibly get another 10 to 15 inches of rain from 4 p.m. today till 4 a.m. in the morning.
So we've been really floating away here today. Tim and I took a lot of extra precautions. We actually sent most of the team home today. So if you're reaching out to our office, you know, bear with us. Everything's headed out. Shipping's still working great. But we have sent our team home for the day to make sure everybody's safe with their families. Sean and Nigel were nice enough to come in here and get us going on the live. So
luckily, they didn't have a lot of streams and creeks and rivers to get into. Right. I came in this morning to work, and I don't know if I'll be able to get back home because I crossed so many streams. I'm like, uh-oh, that one's about overfloated. That one's about overflooded. And
like you said, overfloated. Like you're going on the Oregon Trail. It's like, what happened to Tim? Well, he tried to ford a river. I don't know if you saw a video of some of those people in Biltmore Park, but, man, there were cars in Biltmore Village where all you saw was the sunroof, and they were driving. Golly. Oh, my gosh. It's pretty bad here in Western North Carolina, so bear with us in our office and everybody as we get everything settled out. Had a killer 10 at 10 today. Things are going great on that. Some just great stuff. The 10 at 10s and the 1-of-1 sale, that's not stopping. We're just adding the eBay to it. A lot of great things coming up. As a reminder, too, anytime I hop on here and it's got one coming up, I always like to let you guys know we're going to be having our open house October 26th. That's going to be from 8 to 4, October 26th. It's going to be a great time. We're going to try to make it worth your while as much as possible. We're going to try to shock and awe you with amazing plants. I've got some special things coming in, too, from the Buckholtz farm for that one. I also have some special things coming in just for the eBay store from the Buckholtz farm. So you're going to see some crazy stuff going on in the Maple Mafia eBay store. Guys, that day we're going to be doing something extra fun as well. It's the week before Halloween. I think we're going to have a crazy costume contest. So get your red pandas, your dragon master costumes, your kois, your jade dragons. I was trying to think of all the different things you can dress up like. Get your costumes ready because I'm going to make this an absolute crazy first prize. So first place is going to get something amazing in the costume contest. A lot of our people here at Mr. Maple, I know Caprice started talking about dressing up. A lot of our people here are going to be dressing up for open house. Maybe we'll have an employee contest as well as the overall contest because I don't think you guys are going to beat our employees. They go hard when we do these, so they like to dress up pretty crazy. We're already having some pretty funny things that week. Our employees decided to make a spirit week here in a few weeks. So Monday's like Matt Monday where they're dressed up like superheroes. Tim Tuesday, they're all wearing neon.
I don't know why. I mean, do I always wear neon, guys?
Yeah. I'll have to look at the chart for everything else, but there's a whole spirit week. Like I think Thursday's like dress up like another fellow coworker at Mr. Maple Day. It's great. I love it, man. We got a great crowd here that makes it super fun to work at. So I just appreciate everybody. But we want to hop on here and talk to you guys just a little bit about some cool stuff that's going off today. Now, in the future, we'll probably do these more on Fridays because we plan on our eBay store going off, like the things ending that are up for bid on Sunday evenings. You can remember when you're in the chat for the podcast that, hey, some things are on eBay. But I think that's going to be our target time. We try to hit our Sunday evenings. That'll be easiest for people to catch them. We do have a bunch of really cool items ending tonight, Thursday night.
Yeah, and so we'll probably be doing our lives on Thursday or Friday going forward on talking about some of the things that are going on eBay. I just got notifications that I think my power just went out.
Oh, great.
So I'm like, oh, great.
Sean's power's been out since 2. He just got it back on. We're having a fun day out here in western North Carolina with the flooding.
Well, I've been finding tenant tins in greenhouses, building tenant tins.
We've been putting up screen work to keep any debris from the river if the river rises.
Keeping trees in greenhouses and things out of greenhouses.
It's like running a dairy farm. It never ends out here, so we're taking every precaution to make sure things are safe and protected as much as possible out here.
And we've been finding some interesting items for the eBay store in the future as well. Some things going off today. I think the very first thing ends at 6:45 p.m. today, and that is Acer Olive Rainham Hot Rod. One of the first times we've ever released the hot rod in a 1 gallon. Hot tamale and hot sauce follow it. Just a few minutes later on those.
Big 1 gallons.
Typically about 15 minutes away, each of these will end. eBay doesn't have that thing where if you bid last second, it extends the bid period. I know like proxy bid and some of these other things do. So it actually ends at 6:45. So if you bid on it, it ends at 6:45.
One of the reasons we wanted to go live today is because this is one of the only times we'll be letting this go off on Thursday. Normally it will be going off on Sunday night going forward. So that'll be kind of the new schedule there. And so this one's going to be a little different. So just wanted to remind everybody of the schedule. One of our most popular items this time, yellow canary. A lot of people chasing that yellow canary.
Yeah, yellow canary, that will be going off in 4 hours and 23 minutes. And so that looks like 7:30.
Talon Buckholtz introduction, great yellow color, large leaves to that one. He said it just looked like canaries. It reminded him of yellow canaries when he named it. Very rounded, bubbly appearance to the leaf too. Big, large leaf for an Acer Shirasawa.
Judith Ann coming on at 15 minutes after that, so probably 7:45. That is a yellow cereal. You give that tree sunlight.
Super next level.
Yeah, super next level, bright yellow and upright lace leaf. I mean, we always say there's not any other versions of upright lace leaf as true as cereal, but this one is as true as cereal. It was a seedling from cereal with good yellow color.
If you consider yellow threads a yellow Leonard Lobelum, this is definitely
it's more yellow than yellow threads.
Yeah, this is more yellow than yellow threads is my point. Like it is a distinctly yellow chartreuse cereal. I think it's super next level. I mean, I think it's one that we need to be mass producing here at MrMaple. Kind of one of the things about these eBay stores, it lets us get some things off that we might not have necessarily released otherwise. So some things come from our stockpile, to be honest with you, just because we wanted to put some cool things out here.
Like Martha Ghost. I would have not released them at an open house. It was an accident.
Right.
They got brought up, and I didn't know they were there, and we said, well, I guess people were getting them. We've got some stock plants down low that were going to be all stock plants, and we said, well, we could release one for the eBay store. That's going off today in 5 hours and 6 minutes, so that looks like 8:15-ish.
Probably our most popular tree this go-round, the Red Jaguar. A lot of people went after that one. It's got 14 bids going off in 5 hours and 6 minutes. Red Jaguar, good size Red Jaguar too. And with us, it's distinctly variegated. You're not getting some runt that's like barely got any color to it.
Grancho's the one that named that one.
Yeah.
Grancho's top 5. You can go check that out. It aired just recently.
He suggested that on a Instagram post. I'd posted the tree, and he suggested it in Japanese. And so they had suggested Red Jaguar in Japanese, and I was like, I think I'm just going to stick with Red Jaguar, not in English, because it describes it so aptly that I want people to know up front what it is.
And we've got hot chicken coming on in 3 gallons, 5 hours and 21 minutes, so that looks like it's going to be about 8:30.
Good size 3 gallon. That one is a stock plant as well of hot chicken. Just decided to drop one. This one's getting a lot of attention, so there's some things coming up. In 5 hours, there's also Bazinga. A lot of those Makawa variants are getting a lot of attention.
Now, guys, when I say these times, we're talking about Eastern Standard Time. If you're, the middle part of the country, do your time zone differences. If you're on the West Coast, do your time zone differences. Just know when these trees are going off. You can also go and click and watch and be notified as you get closer. But, there's some cool plants going off. That Bazinga, it's a selection by Ed Shin. It was, to me, one of the better of the red Makawa types.
Still really popular.
Still really, really popular. And I don't think we've ever really released many sets here.
We've done some at open house. I don't think we've dropped it online yet. We might eventually, too. And, again, this gives some people a chance to bid on stuff that might not be able to come to open house or be online during our 10 at 10s. I mean, I talked to doctors, and they're like, man, I was in surgery for that 10 at 10, so I'm pretty excited that I'll have a chance to bid on this. So another one, we've had it a few times on here, but this is a 3 gallon, y'all. A lot of people might be missing that. It's a little hard to tell from the picture. 3-gallon Magic Moon stock plant.
Yeah, and really good size 3-gallon Magic Moon. Magic Moon's one of our selections that has that malting-like variegation. Very unusual and different. You can actually go through some of the photos and see the yellow variegation on this selection. All of our 3-gallon Magic Moons have been cut back for signwood because we've been grafting the hound out of them. But I was looking around and I was like, hey, we could release one of these. You know, we've got the Acer Snyderanum 1 gallon up as well. This is an amazing maple in section palmata. Maples the World says it is synonymous with Campbelli, and we disagree. There's some people who think it's synonymous with Acer oliveranum, and we disagree. The bark itself, as Emory Davis points out, has almost like a snake bark quality to it.
I think that Emory Davis podcast is coming up this Sunday, so we should schedule that one just a little later because he sings the praises of Snyderanum. He's a big fan of that one. One of the best orange fall colors you'll ever see, rivaling, if not beating, Hogyoku for fall color. It is something to behold. We'll be doing more of that one, too. I think it could develop. I'm working on that one. I would love to see some selections of Snyderanum, some cultivars. I think those could easily fit in to our Heat Seeker series. There's some excellent heat-tolerant qualities there and some bark interest. There's a lot going on.
I was surprised by the bark interest because I saw his photos of fall color, and that's what made me have to get Acer Snyderanum in production. But, you know, you're not going to find this many places around the world available, and you're not going to find it anywhere in the United States probably except for MrMaple.
Now, guys, we actually have some things going off in 3 days on Sunday. So that was all the things going off tonight. We will have some really incredible items to talk about that are going off this Sunday. These items will be dropping before we're live again, so this is your last chance for us to talk about them. So we thought we'd hop on here, talk a little bit about the other items we're going to be dropping on Sundays. Going forward, you can kind of count on us to do these probably around Friday at 3 p.m. on the lives.
And the ones that we're talking about next are items that are on they're on eBay right now.
Yeah, you can bid on them now.
And these end on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then there will actually be 20 more items that are airing on Sunday that are going off the following week.
All right, guys, so coming up first, we got a MrMaple intro, Shazam. This was one from Bobby Green. Famed nurseryman Bobby Green sent us this, and we were really blown away by it. This is and Talon really liked this one, too. He was a pretty big fan of this one. This is a upright red that has some foliage that will be Acer japonicum size, and then some foliage that'll be regular size. So you get this incredible diversity of foliage. A lot of times the new growth on this will be bigger than my hand, though.
You think about that little superhero who's the kid, and he says Shazam, and then all of a sudden he turns to this Hulk-like Superman that's in red. Everyone knows Shazam now because it's a movie. They just recently did some movies about it.
This one we named this probably like 10 years ago, so it was long before the movie was out. We're just nerds.
Yeah, I mean, super nerds. I think we had the entire Justice League collection from like the Superpowers,
dude. You're not good enough nerd.
1980s.
Give me your nerd card. Superpowers, dude. All right, guys. Next up, we got Acer Pictum Naguri Nishiki in a 1 gallon. Really dope plant. If you know Naguri Nishiki, bright white variegation, one of the most stable variegations consistently every year. Absolutely love this plant. It's going to be popular. I mean, again, these items are going off Sunday, so there's no rush on these. But add them to your watch list. You can bid on them now. Cool items that'll be coming out.
Now, you may notice, too, before I go into some of the other ones, we've got almost the entire Heat Seekers selection series right now available on eBay right now, except for Hot Blonde. And that's because Hot Blonde is coming back to a 10 at 10 in the future, and there's no reason to put something on the eBay that's going to be on 10 at 10 real soon.
All of the items, too, that will be on our eBay will eventually hit a 10 at 10, just to let you guys know. This is your chance to get them first. So, we'll never stop producing Red Jaguar. Some of these items we're mass-producing at Buckholtz Farm. We're going to get more of them. So don't fret, but it's a chance to get them first, maybe even a year early, depending on when they're coming back.
And just like, we're going to probably also do some things where, we dropped Red Panda this week, and we kept one back just for the eBay store. So one is dropping.
Always just for in case something happens during shipping. So once all those have arrived, you'll probably see one of those hit the channel if we've got some extras.
Yeah, and so one Red Panda I'll go ahead and throw out is hitting on Sunday as going live for the next week. I'll throw one of the 20 out as a little bit of a cue. But Naguri Nishiki picked them. I was going around through some of the greenhouses and saw this Batwing Maple rocking it out in color. I said, man, I got to grab that 1 gallon, throw it on the eBay store.
Acer Palmatum Akakaji Nishiki, rare bright Japanese maple. It's a fun one, guys. Dense habit to it. Would look great kind of in the bonsai setting. I mean, a lot of people pass on anything that's not DeSojo for bonsai. I think Akakaji Nishiki would be a really cool bonsai.
Now, Ladybug, that's one that we've dropped a few times at open houses. So there are some people in the Maple Mafia with this, but it's never really been released on MrMaple.com. We're releasing it for the first time because eBay allows you just to convince yourself to give up one more stock plant than you actually should. And
well, we got them in production. We've been grafting this year at Buckholtz a ton. We try to do 60,000 summer grafts at Buckholtz this year, so numbers are getting better on things. So it allows us to let go of some plants that we haven't produced from or we might not need in our stock ratio now.
Yeah, and so Ladybug is in that Makawa family collection. It was a really slow-growing, tight, dense, red dwarf Makawa-like selection. And Matt just looked at it one day and said, oh, yeah, that looks like a ladybug.
So next up, we got Maizuru. That's a great 1 gallon size, very distinctly variegated. A lot of swirling pink and white on that one, and a good size, really big plant on that one as well.
Yeah, Maizuru, a selection by one of our friends, Elizabeth Mundy at Acer Acres. She's retired now, but she's got some amazing selections, and that one to me just has some really nice white color in it. We've got Makawa KN in 1 gallons as well. That's another one in that Makawa family collection. Got some good bronzing colors. A lot of Makawa types hitting eBay for sure.
Jade Dragon up next. A really big Jade Dragon too.
Yeah, this was one of the plants that we had down in one of the our stock house, and I'd already cut all the sign wood off all the other ones, and for some reason I left this one, and I said, that'll make a great one for the eBay store.
Right. Big one, got a good branch in it. It's really distinctive. Again, another plant that I think is super next level for bonsai. So if you're into bonsai, Jade Dragon, kind of a perfect plant for that. It's tight, it's dense, it's compact. This is a big one too, and you've already got a lot of branching going on to play with.
And not that I know of any any sets of these coming on anytime soon. It's probably going to be at least next year until these become available. And this is a giant 1 gallon.
I think all the other ones got snatched up at open house last time, but we'll be bringing out some crazy open house stuff this year too. Don't worry.
We got Rainbow hitting eBay right now. It's got 3 days and 5 hours left. So that's ending on Sunday as well. You can go through the photos, see the good variegation on this tree as well. Excellent. It's a showstopper, but it is one that you do need to prune for variegation. And so prune out unvariegated branches.
Then last up but not least, we've got Acer Palmatum Frilly Willy, not to be confused with Wet Willy.
Wet Willy. Hey, good thing I got some headphones on.
Some blockers going on.
I got some blockers going on, but Frilly Willy, this is a selection that's just got that sort of frilly-like leaf to it. So the leaf shape has some serrations to it, and it blows in the wind very nicely. Kind of has that Frilly Willy kind of look to it.
It's a cool plant. Yeah, great fall colors, very durable, very heat tolerant. Underrated 1 gallon. I mean, it's a good plant. You don't see it very frequently in the trade. And
we didn't have many sets of these around, so it wasn't going to hit a 10 at 10. And, I just run around. I was like, this would make a cool plant for the eBay store.
Probably haven't offered it since eBay last time.
So I'm not going to go through everything that we've got coming off because we'll be talking about next week. I told you Red Panda, but I'm also going to let you know a heads up. Sunday, we will be also dropping a Buckholtz autographed poster from Talon Buckholtz on the eBay store. See if some people are interested in that as well.
Kind of a fun collector piece there if you like maple history. Signed specifically by Talon at open house. So pretty cool plant to see there. Shout out to all the people in the chat, guys. Appreciate you hopping over to this channel. Make sure to share this channel if you want more content on the Maple Mafia channel. I see Maple Maniac, Baldo, Keith, Bruce, so many people, Brad, hopping in here, Mike V, hopping in this second channel. So I appreciate you guys. We're going to be doing more lives on here. A lot of them specifically related to kind of rare eBay plants, or I might just start doing some live walkthroughs, some live short videos, live around the nursery on this channel. Less produced content, but just some kind of fun content, kind of the kind of stuff where I just walk around my phone and show you what's going on.
So 10 at 10 drop today. We have those 3 gallon Pink Panthers, which are awesome.
Those are so choice, guys. Those are super nice.
And Picea AB's Push, that should have been a $45 1 gallon, but somehow it got on there for $40, so I'm leaving it for now. Japanese Lanterns, got dropped again today. Jerry Schwartz, Mini Twist, Azalea Kelly Red, Jiro Shidari, Teroyama. They're low stock, but there's some Teroyama still left on MrMaple today. And a tree that we haven't had on in a while is Vercade's Winter Gold. This is a Matsumuri that has a green bark that is very prominent in the winter with green bark. And that's where it gets that name of Winter Gold, because it's a green-yellow kind of color that really stands out. But it's a Matsumuri, so it's got that more divided leaf, more divided foliage. But it has great fall color and some extra sort of bark interest as well. So that's an underrated tree you should really check out.
And again, we're starting all this eBay stuff out pretty low on the bids, so it just depends on what it gets to. Our bids are starting out at like retail, so whatever we normally put them up for on MrMaple is typically what the bid starts out at, and we'll just see where things go from there.
But check out the items that listed today on today's 10 at 10. There's still some cool things left on there. A lot of really good Jerry Schwartz. That's one that's an underrated cultivar. And our eBay store that's ending this afternoon, starting at 6:45 p.m. Acer Olive Random Hot Rod's the first thing to go off. So if that's what you're looking for, don't think I want to go there at 6:45 and see what's going on. You need to get there at 6:40 and sort of get your game plan if that's what the tree you're going after. And I think they go till shortly after 9. So we've got a time frame where we're going to be dropping these, and it's the same time frame on Sunday. We probably won't be dropping them on Thursdays going forward. That was just sort of our first day of saying, okay, hey, let's list some things on eBay. But we're going to be dropping about 20 trees a week on our eBay store for as long as we can, kind of like what we've been doing with the limited release. We may not be able to keep the eBay store going as long as we do with the limited release, but we're going to see what could possibly be going on. I had some people asking if there's snow kitten being released again this year. Maybe there might be a larger snow kitten in the future coming to the eBay store at some point.
Don't tell them that. One of those Buckholz ones, maybe?
I don't know.
Those big ones?
Maybe.
I appreciate you guys hopping in here, though. We love discussing this stuff. Grab you a Pink Panther if you want a really cool 3. Those are so underrated. They make a perfect pairing with something like Hot Blonde. Give them a little bit of early morning sun in the spring. They are neon pink in the spring. It is so choice. It's one of my favorite new introductions. I think you're going to love the color on that.
Guys, of the trees getting listed on today, as leaving today, there's some really cool plants. Don't overlook the Acer Snyderanum just because you're a maple cultivar person. That's got some amazing traits that you're going to really enjoy. And, if you just want to call it something, you can always call it Snyder's Maple. That's the common name for it. You don't have to say Acer Snyderanum all the time. But that tree rocks it out and is heavily underrated.
So Maple Maniac said 3-gallon snow kittens? Nah, man, they're in 7s.
Nah, man, I think they're in 10s.
Oh, jeez. I think they're in 7s, but I'll have to look.
Last thing I heard, they were in 10s.
Woo! They're big. They're big. They're big. They're big. Yeah. Maybe some bloody talons. I don't know. We'll see. Maple Maniac said you should be ashamed for pushing Dylan around in the video today, dude. Yeah, I thought so, too.
Push. I figured it was a very Matt thing to do in a video, just continually doing the same joke over and over again.
Beat a dead horse.
But, yeah, there's some cool plants getting listed today. If you're looking for something that's on auction, always put a timer on because, I missed out on a good truck that I could have got here for the nursery last week that I should have bid on, but I missed out because I didn't put it on a timer.
Hope all you guys are staying safe out there too, especially everybody closer to the beach than us and everybody getting more flooding. Guys, we're having a lot of flooding in our area. I mean, we've already had 10, 12 inches of rain now, and they're saying we're not even halfway done. So it might be 14 to 16 inches more than that. A lot of the bodies of water here are pretty crazy. So be safe where you're going. Watch out on the roads. Don't drive through floods. I've seen some crazy stuff here locally already where there's cars completely underwater in Hendersonville, downtown. So just be careful. Be careful what roads you're on, everybody. And we'll definitely be saying a prayer for everybody closer to the storm.
And remember, we're doing this eBay store because y'all asked for it. We had a lot of people continually asking, saying, I really can't make it to these open houses. I'd really like a chance to be able to get a ladybug. And then they say, I really, miss out on every 10 at 10. I'd really like a chance to be able to get a hot sauce. And so this will give you the opportunity in a different way to get some of these trees. That's what we try to do here is we listen to the fans and say, hey,
you guys want it, we're not going to turn you down. I mean, y'all are asking for it. You ask for bloody talons or something, maybe we'll throw a couple on there. We'll find ways to get snow kittens. We'll find ways to get big red pandas. Who knows? We keep bringing the heat on here.
We could drop Kujakunishki first on eBay.
Kujakunishki we've already offered.
What?
Meikunishki.
Oh, Meikunishki, yeah. Yeah, Meikunishki. We could drop it first on eBay.
I might create a bidding war. That might be a little too much. Maybe pandemonium. How about just drop pandemonium? I don't know. We'll see, guys. We've been playing around with some ideas. You guys asked us to do it, so we thought we'd have some fun with it. You know us. We always like to do things big. And so it's a lot of fun just kind of putting some stuff on there we hadn't necessarily planned of. Tim and I are going to Oregon, and we're going to bring back a whole tractor trailer load, and we're going to bring some crazy stuff for open house and also some items for the eBay store and for the 101.
Yeah, so there's some
and
cool,
for 10 at 10s.
Yeah, there's some great things getting listed. That's the thing here is these are items that we're not hitting 10 at 10s anytime soon.
Right.
And that's for us what we're going for is items that you can't really find and we weren't planning on listing. And that's what makes these things special because it just gives you an opportunity.
It's an addition to what we're already going to do anyway.
Yeah. None of these items we're going to make a 10 at 10, and most of these items we're not going to make a limited release. I think on this last set, the only thing that possibly could have there's a few things that could have possibly made a limited release, and not many of them out of those 20.
Somebody suggested Starry Night.
Starry Night?
It's a good suggestion.
That's a great suggestion. Y'all, there's a bunch of... Is it Starry Night or Starry Skies?
I always mix it up. I don't know. I think I put it up both ways. I'll have to check.
Yeah, Talon's... Once I put it up one way and Talon said, hey, it's the other thing.
I think he switched back and forth what he told me twice, too.
I think the label said something different from what the website said at one point. But, y'all...
What about Daddy's Girl?
I don't know. It'd be cool to drop some of those things first on eBay, though, so it gets people the ability to be able to go after these trees before we're really planning on listing them.
Right.
Because a lot of times, if we have a set of 10 or 12, we can convince ourselves to let go of one because it's not going to affect our production long term.
Right. As long as we have enough stock plants that it's not affecting our production, it's always a game with us where, that's what took Magic Moon so long to get back. I sold all my 3-gallon Magic Moon off one time. I had like a big set of 3-gallon Magic Moon. I sold too many of them.
Starry Skies.
I sold too many of them off, and the problem was it set production back. So we've got to make sure that we don't ever do that. Maybe we'll drop an agape on here. What about that?
Oh, man.
Just coming up with ideas off the spot. We'll see. I'll be thinking about some more ideas. But, as we get more stock plants at Buckholtz and here, we can kind of spread things out. We know we've diversified our production level.
And then sometimes, too, once we've got enough produced, then you can release a stock plant every once in a while.
Right. That's kind of what this lets us do, too, is kind of play around, have some fun, put some hype items on here, and just see what they do for fun. And it's just a fun thing to be doing. Yeah, you guys asked for it. I know a lot of people say I miss 10 at 10 sometimes or I miss open houses. Well, it'll be a little secondary place to pick up stuff. And it's just one item, too, so it's not really going to affect things because we're going to keep bringing the crazy at open house. We're going to keep bringing the crazy on the 101 sale. And, eventually let a couple 20 items a week trickle into this eBay as well because we've got a lot of plants to sell.
I think it'll also make people realize, when, next year when we drop hot tamale and hot sauce, how much hype's behind this plant.
It's a good plant.
It's a great plant.
Super Dragon, that's another good idea.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to be throwing on tons of cool plants here on...
Nothing's really off limits. That's the honest answer. We've got everything. There's not really a maple I want that we don't have in production at Buckholtz or at MrMaple. I don't know of any maples that I don't have that I want. So, if it's a cool plant, we have it in production. And maybe we can drop some production plants here for you guys occasionally.
But, that's the name of the game is always putting new and interesting plants out there. And that's what we're going to keep doing. And we're always tracking down interesting rare plants. Mm-hmm. And then we have to get sets of them started. And then once we have a set of them started, sometimes we can release some of those on the eBay store.
Yeah, that'll give us a chance to just pull one or two away from a set of production and get them back out there to you guys, because I know you guys are waiting on some of the stuff. So it's a chance. It's kind of a chance to pick stuff up a little early. Is kind of the way we're looking at it.
Someone was asking, where are we at on YouTube? We're coming across live from our Maple Mafia channel.
Yeah, we're being sneaky. We're on the old MrMaple clips, the Maple Mafia channel.
So this is our one of our clips channel.
We're gonna start putting more content on here too. Like, we've been thinking about decreasing the amount of clips, just putting out like maybe 3 clips a week, but then giving you guys more live content on this channel. So we're already doing 7 days a week on the other channel, but I might start producing maybe 1 show a week that goes on this channel too, and then also some lives. It's got 1,000. It's got over like 1,200 people on it now too, so they're starting to build up too. We're over 30,000 on the MrMaple show. So I think the Maple Mafia is just kind of like, it is our B channel, but it kind of gives a chance to do some unproduced content.
John was asking if there's any other plants on the store that isn't a maple, and the answer is right now there's not, but there will be.
Oh, for sure. We'll throw some rare conifers.
Today I was going around grabbing some trees for the eBay store, and I had some items on there that were not on a maple.
Yeah, so there'll be some crazy stuff coming. We got a lot of stuff that is maple related here at our nursery too. I was talking to Barry Yinger the other day. I was trying to talk him into the podcast, and he said, I don't know that I'd want to talk about maples the whole time. I was like, sometimes we don't talk about maples, but we often do.
So a lot of cool plants. You have to keep an eye out on what's dropping. Again, as the items are dropping and selling on Sunday,
we got a lot of Benny Gumo in production.
You will
Steve
see
Smoller asking about Benny Gumo. Yeah, that thing's in production pretty heavy.
You will see 20 of those trees getting listed at different times on Sunday as the items are selling and going off. So you can go back and click on the seller as one sells out and go look and see what's getting listed around that same time, because we have items getting listed from around that 6:45 time frame, 6:45 time through 9 something, early 9 o'clock time frame. You're going to see 20 items getting listed this Sunday that were not listed on our eBay store.
Got a request for Tom and Nishki and Pinky. Those would be fun items to get on there. Who knows? We'll see. Definitely have Benny Gumo. Somebody asked about Benny Gumo. Maybe we'll drop one on the eBay store. We'll see. There's definitely in production.
So y'all, appreciate y'all jumping in the live chat today. Watch these things on eBay if you're interested. We appreciate y'all pushing us to doing this. It's just something else fun, exciting. And
you guys keep asking us to do something. We're going to go, well, let's do it. So that's kind of what happened here. It was like, I don't really want to do eBay again. Everybody was like, well, we want an eBay store. And so eventually you kind of twisted our arm. I'm like, well, okay, let's we've got the staff to do it. Why not? Well, it sounds fun. I'll have to come up with some crazy stuff for it if we're going to do it.
Yeah, we all the time, we'll sell out of Mayday in 2 minutes, and someone will say, well, why don't you put one of those on eBay so I've got an opportunity to be able to go after it? Because they're not quick enough to be able to go after it on as quickly as they can sell out on MrMaple.
And let's be real, with both farms between Buckholtz and MrMaple, we got some pretty choice stuff. And so there's some pretty crazy things. I mean, our possibilities are kind of limitless, to be honest with you, of what we could put on here. So it's harder to get things for a 10 at 10 because it takes us, when we do a 10 at 10 now, 50 of something is too low. When we dropped Red Panda last week, there were 65 of those on there, and they sold out in literally under 2 minutes. And so it's a lot harder when we do our 10 at 10s, and that's never stopping. But the production schedule for those, that's already on point. Tim and I've got the production schedule for things like Kryptonite, Red Panda, Mayday. We're always going to be producing all the most popular things and getting those to you in bulk. So like if we drop 100 of something sometimes on a 10 at 10, kind of hard to do, but the eBay store lets us come in here and drop one of something. So it's a little easier to part with one of something sometimes from your production schedule.
And one thing to note too is, we dropped a few 3 gallons on this eBay week. Guys, there may be 7-10 gallon items getting listed too through our eBay store. So there may be some larger material because we can ship that stuff.
We ship 10s.
We can ship some large 7s too. So there's some.
Those snow kittens are nuts. I'm really looking forward to that one.
There's
People will go crazy when they see that one.
There's some large items getting listed on eBay, and our goal is to continually have something large mixed in with some of these other items of an interesting variety.
What I tend to do is go look at our schedule, look at our production list, look at what we've grafted at both farms, and then I go, well, okay, we've got this in Benny-Ukagumo, might need another year. I mean, that might be the case. I don't know. I have to go look at the numbers. I go, what's the takes? What's the yields? Where are we at on that? And once we can do that, we go, hey, maybe take a couple of those to eBay. Maybe we take a couple of those to 10 at 10. And it's easy to do that more than it is to put 300 or something on our website. So it kind of just gives us a little venue to play with items early.
So thanks y'all for jumping in today. Keep an eye out on that eBay store.
Don't forget open house is coming up.
And make sure you're subscribed here to the Maple Mafia channel as well. Many of y'all follow us on the MrMaple Show, but this is where we will be talking about our eBay updates. We'll maybe sometime give some other hints about some other things happening around the nursery as well.
It's the insiders. I feel like if you're following us on this channel, you're down. Like you're one of the true OGs if you're on this channel too.
You're the Maple Mafia.
Yeah, you guys are hardcore if you're following us over here. So we might give you a little extra sneak peek sometimes over here. It's only the hardcores over here, right? It's only the hardcore followers.
And again, our eBay store name is Maple Mafia. So you'll see our username as Maple Mafia there on eBay.
One more shout out again for the open house, guys. It's going to be October 26th from 8 to 4. And fret not, even though these items go high on eBay, we're probably going to have Kryptonite. We're probably going to have Red Panda. Probably going to have some really dope stuff, just like we always do at open house. So be here. We're going to make sure to, really knock your doors off with that. We're going to make sure that it is a trick and a treat when you get here for our open house. We're gonna have a good time.
I mean, that's the thing about it is we always try to bring out interesting plants, and it's always fun seeing everybody and hanging out and talking about trees.
All right, y'all. Thanks for hopping in here today. Take care.
God bless.
Have you a great day. Stay safe out there, everybody.